Isle of Dogs is set in a futuristic and dystopian Japan, in the city of Megasaki, which is experiencing a messed up outbreak of canine flu. As a preventive measure, Mayor Kobayashi enacts a law that bans dogs from living in the city and exiles them to a garbage island, isolating the flu on the island and gathering all sorts of personalities from these humanized dogs in one single place. Chief, one of the main characters, is part of a pack with dogs of various personalities, ranging from a dog that used to star in commercials to a gossipy one. The main storyline is inspired by the Odyssey, as the protagonist, Atari Kobayashi, goes on a journey with Chief's pack to find his bodyguard dog, who he treated more like a beloved pet and formed a deep bond with. He even steals a plane to achieve his goal to find his dog Spots. So he flies to Trash Island and meets the main pack. From there, the story unfolds with the little pilot and the dog searching for Spots.
Part 1. The Little Pilot.
The mayor's decision to ban the dogs is the starting point for a deeper reflection on how society often distances itself from its responsibilities, choosing extreme solutions instead of addressing problems in a more humane and compassionate way. The search for a scapegoat is a common ethical failure, and the film makes us question how we can avoid this mindset in our own lives.
The Isle of Dogs.
In a moving dialogue between Atari and Chief, the film shows us how life experiences shape the way we see the world. Chief, initially reluctant to help Atari, reveals his past traumas and reasons for distancing himself from humans. This crucial moment reminds us that, just like the dogs in the story, each character, or rather, each person, carries their own stories, scars, and fears which influence their attitudes and behaviors.
I can't accept that. It's for your dog.
2つあったらよかったのに。もっと持ってくればよかった。
I've never been offered a puppy snap in my life. I don't even know what they taste like. Okay, I'll try it. Crunchy. Salty. Supposedly it cleans your teeth. This is my new favorite food. Thank you.
The portrayal of the population's blind devotion to the mayor confronts us with the phenomenon of political manipulation that occurs in many societies. The film serves as a reminder of the importance of questioning our leaders and being aware of the consequences of following authority without critical thinking. The representation of authoritarianism in Isle of Dogs is a sharp critique of the dangers of submitting to political leaders without scrutiny. The city's mayor, driven by personal interest and power, uses media and manipulation to incite fear and win the unquestioning loyalty of the people. This dynamic is a clear reference to authoritarian regimes that have emerged through history. You ask, we can observe this authoritarian representation through carefully constructed scenes. A key moment occurs when the mayor gives a public speech emphasizing the threat posed by dogs and reinforcing the need to ban and isolate them. At this point, the camera shows the masses listening attentively, not questioning a single word. This scene is a powerful reminder of how authoritarian leaders can manipulate narrative and discourse to control the hearts and minds of a society by exploiting fear and misinformation. The parallel with reality is undeniable. When confronted with the film's depiction of authoritarianism, we are reminded of the dark moments in history when charismatic leaders led their people to tragedy through absolute control and the elimination of critical thought. This portrayal invites us to reflect on the importance of democracy and individual freedom. It's a call for active participation in politics, for exercising critical thinking, and for seeking reliable information. In this context, the film highlights the need for vigilance against authoritarianism, showing that the defense of freedom and individual rights is a constant task.
Promotion and containment of all breeds, both stray and domesticated. By official decree, Trash Island becomes an exile colony.
Isle of Dogs reminds us of the importance of learning from the past to prevent historical mistakes from repeating themselves. By portraying the rise of authoritarianism and its harmful effects, the film encourages us to study history, understand past struggles, and work to build a fairer and freer future. The search for identity and authenticity is a recurring theme throughout the film. Chief, the Showask, in particular, undergoes a personal journey to recognize his true nature and find his identity as a leader. This search mirrors the journey many people face in their own lives, questioning who they really are, who they want to be, and how to find their authentic voice in a world that often tries to shape them. Another significant philosophical theme in the film is existentialism. The fate of the exiled dogs, their search for purpose and belonging, echoes the existential questions that humans also face. Isle of Dogs invites us to question the meaning of life, the pursuit of a greater purpose, and the importance of building meaningful connections despite adversity. Trash Island is a visual metaphor for the lack of freedom, but also the search for liberation. The exiled dogs long to choose their own paths and not be ruled by fear or authority. This leads us to reflect on the importance of individual freedom and the responsibility to make ethical choices in our lives, even when faced with tough circumstances. By exploring the philosophical richness of Isle Dogs, we realize how cinema can be a powerful tool for connecting us to fundamental questions of human existence. Through the experiences of the Canning characters and their challenges, the film pushes us to look within ourselves, confront our own complexities, and search for meaning in a world full of uncertainty. And man, if you haven't seen this movie, watch it. It's really good and totally worth it. If you have seen it, let me know in the comments what you thought so we can talk about it. That's it for now, folks. Until next time.